I know a lot of people have been talking about this chapter, and funny enough, I made a comment about this possibility a couple chapters ago as a hypothetical, and it looks like it's going down that line. It looks like it is going to proceed down this timeline for Tanjiro. So they all got pushed back to the surface. The upper moon number 4 was killed, and Muzan was like, I'm not gonna let you control this chick. This is mine. Kills her, and that pocket dimension, their little secret base, all their rooms and doors, is gone. It has been all pretty much pushed out of the ground like some house volcano. And here they all back are in this in a city, and the characters all just figuring out, oh yeah, cool, we're not in some lone forest or cave or field. They're in the middle of a city, so there's gonna be a lot of civilian deaths, I imagine. There's gonna be a lot of just endless carnage, a lot of unfortunate nameless characters that wandered into an unfortunate time of bladed Dr. Octopus. I guess more than that, because he's got the 4 limbs and then 8 tentacles? I guess they're more like tendrils. But he's got 8 rather big tendrils. Actually, I think there's more than that. Let me scroll down. I know there's I'm rereading parts of it as I'm going. I think there's a part where you see his back, and I think there might be more. Either way, I like that aspect. No, it's 8. It's 8 of those little things. Wait, no, there's 9. Why 9? That's weird. Either way, here he is, just having all these big, bladed and hooked tendrils just flying around. Muzan's pretty pissed off. I wish Muzan wasn't so blinded by, a lust to kill, the other, all these demon slayers that are around. He wants to put an end to them so they can't bother him anymore. He needs to, regroup. I think he definitely needs to regroup and figure out, a plan. Maybe I should retreat, because there's only an hour and a half stated until the sun rises. And obviously an hour and a half in the heat of a big battle like this is going to last some time. Really, it seems like everything that's gone on since Muzan started thrashing around, it's probably only been a couple minutes. And a lot of people are already dead from it. A lot of fodder, and poor Tanjiro. But you just see parts where it's not oh yeah, he can just slash stuff. You get that big razor wind and scraping the ground, big slashes as he's gouging out anyone that comes near him. And actually I really liked how you see blades going into his neck, and obviously you got to cut his head off, and for him it's not going to kill him. Muzan can't get killed from getting his head cut off, that exposes him to the sun, but it's cutting through, and before it even gets all the way through his neck, it's healed behind him. It's just running through, and the second the blade leaves an area, it just heals. It just covers it back up. So if they were going to end up cutting Muzan's head off in the center like this, they're gonna all need to get that neck chop at once. But I don't really see that being the case right now. I think obviously how the chapter ends is gonna be the setup for that. But all these pillars are just getting brutally pushed around by him, getting thrashed. Their moves aren't really landing. They're just not having a solid time. They're just trying to figure out what they can do to progress. But as you can see in this big panel, Muzan is just a monster right now. And he what's funny is even if he doesn't just look where a lot of these are going, he could just send these 9 big extra hooked tendrils on his back flailing around, and he's gonna get somebody at some point. That sporadic kind of that super sporadic nature and just motion to it is gonna mess some people up, because that was and still from what I think the most dangerous aspect that was Kokushibo's fighting style with this moon breath was just how weird it moved. It wasn't just oh yeah, it's got lots of wide range and it's powerful. I'd still think it was the fact that it had such a weird formation, and just the level of footing you'd need, and attention to each and every one of those crescent blades was going to be. But you have all these blade whips just going in all directions. not gonna be easy to get in there, and especially because, like, even if somebody managed to get in there and cut off his head, that's not gonna do anything for him. He's just going to regenerate up and stand back up and get ready to fight. But now, like, the characters are all like, oh yeah, cool, we need, as long as we keep pressing forward, we can't give up, you're getting some cool rally stuff, but it doesn't seem to be really getting up for them. But Tanjirou, I think Tanjirou is going to have the key winning. So I don't remember which review it was. A couple of reviews ago, I talked about how the whole thing with Kokoshibo, he became a demon to spite his brother, whereas and I was like, oh, well, Tanjiro would probably be fine becoming a demon to protect his sister, and you'd have that kind of cool contrast of, the further of the difference between Tanjiro and Kokoshibo, and still, it's gonna bother me forever, the fact that they never met, they never really talked, but it was a big potential thing between them. But here we have Tanjiro getting ready to become seemingly a demon in order to fight Muzan, because after that point, like, he's going to actually be able to deal with him. And there's like a statement from Muzan. He says that it's more blood than they're supposed to take in, so for him it's going to be like poison. But that lots of extra blood, if Tanjiro overcomes it, I assume he's going to overcome it. I don't think Tanjiro's going to die like right before the last fight. And sorry. And I think all that extra blood is really going to advance him, maybe push him to a further state, maybe just become a pretty high level demon, maybe like be able to rival an Upper Moon. And just that addition on top of everything else, and on top of his breath and maybe even the sun breath, is going to be what turns it around for Tanjiro. So the question moving forward beyond that is going to be like, how long will it take until that, and is there anything gonna happen after this arc now? Because it would be kind of weird if Tanjiro becomes a demon, but really, what other reason is this whole layout gonna be? I don't think for a second that the author killed Tanjiro, the main character, right before the last battle. I mean, I've seen the main character die like that near the end, but I don't think it's gonna happen with Kimetsu no Yaiba. I don't think it really fits its format. If it does, I'll be completely surprised, but I think that Tanjiro is gonna evolve, become a demon, and just become that factor. And it's gonna be cool, you're gonna have, all these, I mean, it's really what, I guess, power-up number 2 for him, because he had the demon mark. I mean, I guess 3, you can't, like, the time you got, like, the sun breath sword, so it'd be power-up 3, but I guess this would be different, because it'd be a permanent power-up. And then there's the question, it's like, would he be able to move in the sunlight, kind of like, kind of like his sister, like Nezuko? I really want to know how this is going to turn out. There's a lot of things that they could do with it. Obviously, like, he's going to have that, if he turns demon, he's going to have a hunger for demonic, or for human flesh, but maybe it'd be like, well, I'll only attack people, or not people, bad people, like criminals. I mean, yeah, I mean, that would work. That was always the thing that I, like, in, glancing over at, like, Tokyo Ghoul, the whole thing, ghouls need to eat humans, and obviously humans want to be eaten by ghouls. If I was in that, I would plan of, like, go somewhere really dangerous, and then be like, hey, I'll form a crew with you guys, and, you now have, like, the might of, one of these super-powered flesh-eating people, and all you do is eat criminals. You just eat, like, gangbangers and thugs and whatnot, murderers, and it's like, okay, cool, nobody cares if they die, they're dangerous. And then, you also get protected by the people. Maybe Tanjiro could do something like that, put that demon power to good use. The only way I could otherwise see this of him not becoming a demon is if, that whole sun breath thing kind of, like, purifies the demon in it, like, the blood, and it's this kind of that, like, radical need for it to, like, shift the sun breath on and to, like, boost him up, something like, kind of like if it jump-started, like, his body forced it, because it was like either that or die, and, it awakened or something. I'd like to see a demon, though. I think that'd be really cool. Just because it was, we don't really have much for good guy demons, and it would be neat to see maybe, like, Tanjiro ends up becoming, like, a pseudo bad guy or something, not really evil, but maybe some people see him that way, and it's kind of like, what is it? Oh, I guess he can't have the live long enough to see yourself become the villain. But I don't think it would fit with Tanjirou's personality. But maybe, like, takes the appearance of one for whatever reason. I don't know. We'll see in the next couple chapters. He's probably going to be down for, like, a chapter or two. I'd be perfectly fine if he gets up next chapter and, maybe gets, like, a bit demonic or demon boosted, something. Because otherwise, again, there'd be no point to this whole, Tanjiro's taking in all this blood from Muzan. He's got this weird eye abnormality going on, this weird fleshy thing. So we'll see. Definitely a weird chapter. Like, I think, like, a lot of the comparison right now, My Hero Academia, Black Clover, and Kimetsu no Yaiba, because Kimetsu no Yaiba is, on the hype train right now with a lot of people. Sorry, I yawned again. I think I yawned in the last Kimetsu no Yaiba review. It's not because it was boring. I don't know. I think I'm just becoming long-winded because I did two reviews back to back. But you had, like, Black Clover, Asa just flexing on people. Deku was, like, showing some of his, the fruits of his training as well. And then Tanjiro's over here just getting a raw deal, and grabbing onto, his throat, bleeding out, and having this weird fleshy stuff grow over his face. Anyway, comment below, tell me what you think is going to happen. Do you think, if you make it this far in the video, would you prefer Demon Tanjiro, or this somehow, like, awaken his sun breath powers, and, he ends up getting up, and it, like, purifies all the Muzan demon blood? Tell me, I'd like to hear it. Other than that, I really appreciate thumbs up the video, preferring the like button and the subscribe button, and check out my other videos. But that, I appreciate everyone who's already subscribed, and thank you all for listening. Bye.